दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेकं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः. Gnana to Sanat Kumara, to Prithu Maharaj. After preaching about the Gnana, so he is concluding that teachings with the Bhakti actually. And he is saying Gnana Marga, that means Gnana Yoga is very difficult process. It is like trying to cross the such a big ocean, material ocean, where the crocodiles, senses are like crocodiles, and without any boat, without making the Lord's lotus feet as a boat. And if anyone wants to, or if anyone desires to cross this material ocean, Mahan Kruchraha, that is a great difficulty, that is. There is a great difficulty in this. So, but devotees, how they cross this material ocean? They cross this material ocean simply by making the Lord's lotus feet as a boat, and peacefully they sit in that boat and they easily cross this material ocean. So, from this conversation, we are understanding the pain in the, and also not only pain, the result, whatever is coming in the Gnana Yoga, through Gnana Yoga, that is very inferior. Kanishtatvam, it is very inferior to the result which comes from the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti. So, from this we should understand Bhakti is only recommended by Sanat Kumaras. Sanat Kumara. So, like this, 4th canto, 22nd chapter is seen. And I request all of the devotees so to see the flow, how it is going. So now in the first, in the out of 6, there are total 330 anushyadas are there. In that 50, the first 60, 70 anushyadas will be seeing. So establishing bhakti as the abhideya based upon the various speakers and listeners. So now we have seen several already speakers and listeners, and what they spoke, what was the context, and how bhakti was established in that context. That kind of questions we are going to ask. For example, if you see Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj conversation, so what Parikshit Maharaj asked, and after that Sukadeva Goswami, what he started saying, that is the first chapter of the 2nd canto. There you will be seeing, so he was explaining about the teaching about the meditating on the Virat Rupa to purify the heart, and but finally it is said bhakti is only bhakti only recommended by him. So after that also in the 2nd chapter is once again that context you should remember actually, and that means you should understand here. Uh, of course, if you in simple language, if you see everywhere bhakti is established, but how that bhakti is established compared to what it is established and who is telling and what is the context, that is very important actually, because even in the material world in your day-to-day life you'll be seeing this kind of upasakas who might be worshipping some might be worshipping the Virat Rupa, so material form. We have seen in some places in Andhra also, we have seen some people are worshipping the not just Virat Rupa, and that kind of people. And before that, if you see in the 1st canto 2nd chapter, So Sota Goswami also is establishing the Sota and Saunaka conversation. If you see, Sota Goswami is concluding into bhakti only. But there you have seen there are the various processes are rejected by him. On top of that, this bhakti is established, like doing the dharma for the satisfaction of Hari, and that is also should lead to the Vasudeva Katharuchi. And also we have seen the various other things like so hearing from the Guru continuously, and after that we have one can understand the that means bhakti is the process I should follow, and then finally he is doing mananam, and then after that he will get shraddha, then he will worship, and then finally he also worship means shravanam kirtanam he should do, or otherwise we have seen so Sushusho Shraddha Dhanasya. Like this, there are various methods are there to enter into the bhakti, but what is the method is recommended for us? Tasma dekena manasa Bhagavan Satatam Padi Srotavya Kirtitavya. So like this here, Sutta Goswami is establishing that. Then after that, he was saying there is no need of worshipping the Brahma and Shiva. So then what to speak of worshipping other demigods? That is important actually. In that context, what is happening? This is a place where so worshipping of Brahma and Shiva is also is rejected. The reasons also you should know clearly. Why Brahma should not be worshipped, and why Shiva should not be worshipped, and why only Vishnu should be worshipped, and why not other demigods who are naturally inclined to the worshipping of demigods, and why so that is not highest. So those points should be clear actually. It's not that they just we are hearing and anyway bhakti is concluded, anyway bhakti is concluded. This is not the expectation from these classes. The expectation is in the what situation so bhakti is established actually relative to compared to where so what is compared there, that means with what bhakti is compared and established. So every prasanga is very different, in unique prasanga this is, every prasanga is very unique, and that uniqueness you should grasp actually, and also you have to understand the arguments there. So and that also you should apply into your personal life also. So now Brahma should not be worshipped or Shiva should not be worshipped. Give the proper reasons, solid reasons. And your examination preparation also should be like this. So you should go deep into the subject, not just to so memorizing the some slokas and mugging and writing. So that is the expectation actually. You should, and after that you should go conversation by conversation. Before that anyway, how so what is the Sanmukata and about the so various categories of the devotees, and that is initial part is okay, that also you should clearly know. Then after that Vyasudeva and Narada Muni, both they are their conversation, you should know the background behind this, why Narada Muni is saying bhakti here. So what Vyasudeva did and what Narada Muni is teaching here. So Vyasudeva did so in the Mahabharata he wrote karma and other processes, especially karma. So he emphasized that, and he made bhakti as a servant for the karma. And but this is society also will be seeing. Many people are inclined to the karma only, but they don't know what is the value of the bhakti. But and what extreme he went. So Narada into such an extreme, tyaktva swadharmam charanam bhujam harer bhajanna pakkota. So such a solid foundation he is giving, such a solid statements where bhakti is clearly glorified there. And there is no hesitation in that actually. Narada didn't hesitate for a bit. And what happened if I so say to the society, that means even you can leave karma completely and you do bhakti and you may fall down from that, there is no loss. So saying like this, so it's not a such a bold step he took, and that essence should be that should be presented actually in your answers in the exam when you ask questions. So that should be reflected, and your study also should be like that. When you revise, you should know the background clearly. Then after that, so this Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami. So here also you are seeing. So before that, karma and jnana are rejected. But yoga discussion we didn't get. So comparing the bhakti with the yoga and establishing bhakti as the highest, that was not done before. But here you are seeing in this place, in the second canto, first and second chapters, yoga is completely rejected actually in all the ways. Yoga, Bhakti Mishra yoga is discouraged. And finally he's saying there, so Tasma Bharata Sarvatmana, what is that sloka? Tasma Bharata Sarvatmana Hari Ishvaraha Srotavya Kirtitavya Dhyeya Puja, something like that. So that is the conclusion of the ending of second chapter. So second chapter of the second canto. Then after that you are seeing, so next, so Saunaka, after hearing this much from first to second canto, this much second chapter, and also there Sukadeva Goswami also saying same thing what Sutta Goswami said, worshipping of the demigods. And here see that worshipping of demigods also should lead to the bhakti. That is important point there. Etavaneva Nisreyasodaya. So Lokoyam Nisreyasodaya. What is that? Etavaneva. Whatever. So एतावानेव यजितामिह निःश्रेयसोदयः भगवत्यचलो भावः यद भागवत संगतः. So like this, ultimately that demigod worship, and then after digesting this knowledge, you should see how to see this in the society and how to apply this into the your day-to-day life. Everything, whatever is taught to you in this Bhakti Sandarbha and the Bhagavatam, that is there in the situation, that is there in the society. People are inclined to the demigod worship and fully they are engrossed in that. Then here that situation is dealt in this Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely and established bhakti. And that whole scene you should know actually. You should understand that whole complete scene, how it is. And then after that, so there Brahma and Narada, you will be seeing there. There also Brahma and Narada's conversation we are seeing. Bhakti is established. Then if you come to the third canto, Vidura and the Maitreya. So the way the Vidura is asking questions, he is also devotee. So the way he is asking question, and also the Narada also asking question. So Narada, when he asked, Brahmaji was also very much happy because so Bhagavat Virya Darshane, because your questions are invoking me to remember the power of the Lord or the glories of the Lord. So that means here you should see the Brahma, who is a supreme living being, and he is very much excited by hearing the questions of the Narada, so which are related to the creation. That is the point actually. You should go into deep of that subject. Why here Brahmaji is so excited? So that is because of his devotion. And next, if you come to the third canto, so Vidura and Maitreya, and Vidura is asking what kind of question he asked. Then through the Ajanaja Devatas, he is explaining the answer for that. And what Ajanaja Devatas are speaking. And that Ajanaja Devatas are glorifying the Lord and establishing bhakti. And then after that, we'll be seeing Kapila Dev's teachings of the Kapila Dev. And he taught everything, and then he is concluding into the bhakti. Next, fourth canto, if you see this, Sanat Kumara and Prithu Maharaj. So every conversation, so you should know thoroughly from the both sides what is his situation and what is that, and why, what is the context also, and how bhakti is emphasized based upon on top of what it is established there. So that is very important. So Sanat Kumaras, who are those? They are the initially Jnanis previously, and they are taught Gnana, and but finally what they are concluding. So Sanat Kumara, that is important actually, and how they are seeing the Gnana, and how they are seeing the Bhakti, And here bhakti is also glorified. In what way it is glorified? Those things. So what way it is glorified? These things you should be go into detail. Already sent. No? Acha, online I sent. Huh? Your group is. Sorry, actually. Online students, I sent question bank, na? Yeah. But onsite I forgot. Sorry. Sorry. Actually. Yesterday night I sent it. Sorry. I will send, otherwise I will forget once again. One day late you will write exam, huh? Acha. My God. Dangerous. Now you understood, na? So from this conversation, from the conversation of the, so Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit establish bhakti is the abhidheya. Then you should cover the sufficiently the scene. What question Sukadeva Goswami asked, then after that, so how the answer is started, and after that, that means he was initially glorifying, he was initially scolding. That means not scolding, he is just describing the Gruhamedhis who are attached to the house, and then after that he is explaining they should not stay in the house and they should go for the meditation. That means should leave the home and like this. And after that, at least you should remember that context, and in that context this is came, and Virat Rupa is said, and then after that this is established, like that. That whole flow you should do. Even if anyone wants to make PPT also, it should be, PPT should be made like that. You take the one conversation and you make the whole picture. That means, so what is the situation of the Parikshit Maharaj? He is about to leave and he wants to hear, and so that means that is crucial time. That's no more extra time is there, and only 7 days. In that, anything he should hear means that should be very important. And then, so that's why he asked that question: what should I hear? What should I remember? What should I chant? And what should I uh, speak? So like this, and what should I worship? So he is asking, and what should not do? That means in the 7 days of the time, so what should I do and what should not I do? He asked very intelligently question is very nice, and answer how what is given, so that also you should know properly. And PPT also, this should reflect like this. In this conversation, this is this, and in this conversation, like this bhakti is established. Then it will be very lively actually. Then we'll understand. That means even the viewers also. So whoever make the PPT, oh, acha, this is the, and you try to keep that your audience are completely illiterate. That feeling should be there. Then only you can give some mercy. Otherwise, he knows everything, and then it will become only superficial. And try to keep that is a very little boy and he is in front of you, and now I am going to explain for him, and keep that point in your mind and prepare the PPT. Then it will become more efficient actually. Yeah, good pictures and easy, and so that this information, this whatever is the knowledge is there in this Bhagavatam, ultimately our goal is that only we should propagate the knowledge of the Srimad Bhagavatam to everyone, because this is meant for the, as they already promised, this is meant for the three Sutra Dijabandhus also, not only scholars. So that is our duty to take it forward, and to the every person we should make them to understand this. So people, outside people, they are investing millions and millions and crores of the rupees to make the movies which are not real also, which are some fiction stories, and for the crores of rupees they are investing, and thousands and thousands of people are involved in that. And for us, so we are very little team actually, we are very Vaishnavas. So presently, and we are they are all, that means nonsense knowledge is propagated in the society, so with full force, and so much energy is kept on that. But this spiritual knowledge to take it forward, so very few people we are, and also we don't have sufficient many ways the resources, even manpower and many ways like this. So but we should keep our endeavor, so one day we will be more than the those people in the society. That is the, that is the desire actually. So our devotees should be 90% of society should be devotees, maybe 10% are others. Ah, can you speak in mic?
The PowerPoint presentations, they're supposed to be just a self-sufficient presentation that you don't expect anyone to say anything, or this is used as an aid for presentation? So what do you expect? Just so someone goes and just clicks slide after slide and understand what's going on, or there is a person who's presenting and is clicking the slide and is explaining. So what is your expectation?
So presentation, what is good actually? You tell me.
I mean, because it's completely different kind of task. Because the
But you should see your time limit also, and your you have to study other book things also, and estimate your time. I am not forcing so much, but you have to manage your time also, and it should not be burden for you.
But in future, you're planning to use this material for
Yeah, future. Yes, that is.
teaching.
Yes.
So like next year there'll be class,
Yes,
and
yes.
you can just show the
Yes,
the
yes.
slides. Okay, so
Like that actually. That is the intention actually. And also we can make a kit actually. So kit for the Bhakti Sandarbha, like Tattva Sandarbha also I was thinking. So in that kit, we'll be having the proper translation and question bank, and also answer key, and multiple choice questions, and next PowerPoint presentations. So this is a kit actually if you make, and so that it will be very easy actually. If you have all these features, this course can be should go to the every temple, and that is our initial desire actually. So it should go to the every temple in our ISKCON society, and so that what will happen, so devotees will not feel any that means they should not get fear of the, oh, Sanskrit Sandarbhas means big Sanskrit is there so much, and how we cannot read and we cannot access. Not like that, but if it is pictorially represented and also nicely translated into the English language and also regional languages, and into local language also it should be translated. And then anyone, if they take up this material, so it should be maximum, it should be self-explanatory, or otherwise if they get the one time hearing, we can provide the lectures also we can make as a kit, so for the teachers, so they can hear that and have the material everything, and nicely they can conduct this course to their congregation. Because yeah, it's not that everyone should come here and in this institute only they should study from Venugopal. That is not the expectation actually. So it should be, if you want to spread this knowledge quickly, then we should take up the new technologies actually. In the present day technology, whatever is most frequently everyone using, if you take that kind of teaching aids, so then that will be more efficient and people will quickly grasp this knowledge and they will get benefited. Otherwise jivatmas are coming and leaving, and this knowledge is not opened, and they'll be missing this actually. That is not propagated for the many years, 500 years. So like this, not only Sandarbhas, but all the Acharyas books, along with the Srila Prabhupada books, we should, that is our wealth actually. So that's my desire also. So um, all the Acharyas books has to like this. That means we should properly understand and make the proper materials and proper way of the, that means for the present day, how for the present day to day society to present easily. So the whatever the material is needed, that should be made and that should be given. So that they can, that can be a curriculum also in future. Like this one by subject by subject, if you make materials, then it will become a complete curriculum also for the Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, for the initial whoever is joining in any temple. So they can go through this course systematically. So from the day one to here, and so that every temple is, every devotee will be having the all the knowledge properly. So that if philosophy is strong, properly they know, then there is a good expectation of the stability also. Apasampradaya will not come. Otherwise, what will happen? There is a good chance Apasampradaya will come. And last few hundred years back, that happened actually already. And because of the main problem is there is no propagation and there is no deep understanding of the subject matter. So that will lead to the mistakes actually, or the false concepts, and that will spoil the society. So that's why Srila Prabhupada gave his books, and definitely, and those books also our primary books actually, basic books. We have to study that. Then after that, also we should gain the knowledge, because in the 10, Prabhupada also gave the all everything. So the details he also desired everyone should study Acharya's books also. That is his desire. So that's why we have to learn from the other acharyas also, and then our sampradaya, we are connecting to the sampradaya, that is a full-fledged sampradaya. So connecting with the previous acharyas also. So we are 49th anusheda. Before exam, I can give at least 2 days holidays for Bhakti Sandarbha, not for the Bhakti Vaibhava classes. So that is also okay. We are in the good speed actually. The way, the speed we are going, it's okay. Our commitment is by the ending of September we should finish. So already we are now 50 anuchedas, another 100 anuchedas. So another we have, so how many months? 2.5 months, 2 months and 10 days. Yeah, we can easily, hopefully we can finish easily. So I can give 1 or 2 days holidays for the Bhakti Sandar before exam, and we can have exam on Friday instead of Thursday. I said Thursday, but we can have on the Friday. Actually, it is the last day. So 30th, 30th we can have. So today is the 22nd, and we are having more than the 8 days. And I will give 2 days holidays, 88, 28 and 29. So like this, you prepare for that, and it's not a big thing actually. It is very, if you keep your heart, it will be very easy also. Questions are simply you fill in the blanks also there in that. Questions will be the question bank. So 100 marks. So 3 hours. Standard time, that is. Indian standard. Indian exam. Standard Indian exam. 3 hours. Uh, there will be 2 marks, 3 marks, 1 mark, 5 marks. There will be choice also. I will ask 2 marks questions, 3 marks questions, 5 marks questions, 10 marks questions, 15 marks questions. So I will be giving the choice for the 15 marks questions, and also choice for the 10 mark questions. For everything there is a choice like this. So 2 15 marks questions you will write 15 into 2 30 marks, and also 10 marks questions you will be writing another. So 3, that's 30 marks, 65, and 5 marks, some 5 6 and 3 marks, 4 5, like that. Something little bit here and there it will go like this. I will ask.